Hello and welcome to Sound Bites, where we cover sound in all the ways you want to hear it. I'm your host, Trip Ware, and I'm here with your co-hosts, Sam and Riley.
Hello,
This is Sam.
this is Riley.
It's true.
Okay, so what's happening in the industry right now, guys?
Which industry?
The music industry.
The world is ending.
The world is ending.
How so?
The Rapture.
Are you referring to like AI?
Yes. The AI God. Rapture.
Oh.
Jesus is returning. Yeah. Bill Gates, Microsoft, Toshiba. We've done the work for you.
Yeah.
The molecules.
What about them?
The molecules, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What
Yeah.
is? Can you elaborate on what you mean by the molecules, Sam?
So the molecules are like, they're like AI molecules.
Right.
That like the AI God Jesus Rapture is coming for us. You know what I mean? 2012.
Oh. Like the end?
Yeah, the end.
Okay, so
Like
maybe
the Mayans predicted the end.
maybe we start with AI.
Artificial intelligence.
We can probably even make the whole podcast about that too. Like if we just
Realistically, yeah.
keep talking about AI
Realistically.
and like its presence on the music industry and maybe even other fields, we can drift around wherever.
I feel like the first like segue we can take is like from AI is like Spotify.
Spotify has like a lot of AI artists that they're pushing now because Spotify does not care about their artists at all. They just care about them making money.
Right.
Yeah, but I think AI, like everything else, is a tool, and there's ways to use it, and there's ways to not use it.
Right.
You know, like everything comes in doses. You can overdo anything, right? I think AI can be like a cool tool, like because AI is basically like it's no smarter than like the person it's in the hands of. You can, if you give a creative person AI, they will be able to use it creatively.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like if you use AI to like make music for you, like it's just gonna make soulless music because AI can't create anything new.
Right.
It's basically
It's just
just
scraps.
stealing from other artists.
Yeah, just collected scraps, like trying to recreate something.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Okay, so would we still consider it a kind of art? You know, the people that do make AI music and that's like what they do, what they're trying to make a living off of? Like, do we consider them artists?
There's
No.
a difference between AI music and people who use AI in their music.
It's true.
Okay. can you
AI
elaborate?
musicians are not artists, but people who use AI in their music to do cool things are artists.
And it's not.
Okay.
I think you're saying more like it's what they're using AI for. If they're like creating a song with AI, that's obviously not demonstrating like artistry. But if you're using it as like a tool to like make a sound or like you envision something and use AI to like get it on paper, but not solely using AI to like create the whole song, I think is more what you're saying.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so it sounds like we generally agree that it's, for it to be art, it has to come from the artist.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
it has to be the thoughts and ideas of the artist.
Not just a prompt.
Not
Mhm.
just a prompt. Okay, that makes sense.
And I know I was joking earlier with the AI Rapture thing, but like I think people make too big of a deal out of AI. Like it's not the end of the world. Like it's no bigger of a deal, like I said, than like the person it's in the hands of.
Well, that can be true, but there's also like the concept that AI can get to a point where it's smart enough that it can teach other artificial intelligence, like AI teaching itself. I think that's more what people are worried about, like the exponential.
AI does teach itself. That's what artificial intelligence is.
I know, but I'm saying more like it. AI will learn that if it teaches itself, it will become smarter. Like there's like an exponential aspect to it where it's like the smarter it is, the more it's going to learn, and the smarter it is, like there's fear that comes from like people worrying that it'll get too smart.
Where do you think we would draw that line? At what point is it too smart?
It's too smart when we can't predict what it's going to do. And it communicates with itself, like, as if it's like a hive mind of like different, different forms of intelligence, like communicating with each other. And when we aren't able to understand what they're communicating or what they're trying to like say to each other, that's when it's too smart. Is when we can't predict or understand what it's even doing. Like when it goes beyond our language and like what we can comprehend.
Okay, that makes sense.
At least that's how I see it.
Okay, I feel like a lot of people would share that sentiment too.
I agree.
A lot of the fear seems to come from the uncontrollable aspect of AI once it gets that smart.
Yeah. But it's like the people who aren't fearful of it realize that there's like limitations of it. Limitations on it, so it can't, it can't communicate outside of like what we understand. But people also fear the fact that like it will teach itself enough to where it can like break these restrictions and not care about what we tell it to do and just care about its own motives. Like if it gets smart enough, it will gain like the idea that it has to do something, like motive to, like have control or power or something like that.
Okay.
How would it get motives though? Like
With enough knowledge and the ability to break the restrictions that it has as of right now.
So once it can give itself a reason to want to do something, that's when it starts to become really out of hand.
that makes
Is that-
sense.
Is that correct?
I'd say yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because like the way computers think is like they think very logically. Like a computer doesn't have like emotions. So like if it wants to solve a problem, it's gonna like
It may
Get-
do something that's
get rid of
immoral.
anything that's in its way. Like
Right.
say it wants to solve a problem and like we're like something that's in its way. Like
Right.
it will just get rid of us.
Like something like solving world hunger, like the easiest solution may be just less people on the planet, but obviously that's immoral.
Yeah, exactly.
But if there's a goal that's set and there's no limitations, there's no restrictions, that's when it becomes a problem.
Exactly.
Okay. So we're really just trying to avoid a Terminator kind of situation here, it sounds like,
Yeah.
in a
Pretty
sense.
much.
In the sense that you can't give AI the power to like make its own decisions. And once it has like a body to do like stuff, it will do the stuff pretty much. Like it will, if
Okay.
it's smart enough, it will lift its own limitations and restrictions.
Yeah, that's kind of what scares me is like not AI getting smarter, but AI like having the physical means to kill people.
Yeah.
That is when it would get out of control.
Okay.
That's true.
Well, we can see AI in military developments even right now. I mean, AI is an amazing tool for a lot of things, and that
It's
includes
scary for a
military
lot of
tech.
things.
Which is
too.
killing people.
It is.
It's
Yeah.
good at killing people.
That is the unfortunate truth of it. Yeah, that is what the
And
tech
when
is made for.
When it has the ability to kill people and it's given the goal to kill people, what's going to stop it at that point? Like, that's the fear.
Yeah,
I think the dog has something to say.
I do. Do you know that dog's name, Sam?
What's your
Minnie.
name?
Millie, you said?
He's shy.
Minnie.
Minnie. Okay, yeah. We're also joined by another co-host here, Minnie,
Across the fence.
across the fence. Okay, so I'm gonna backtrack us a little bit to when we were talking about the differences between when you use AI and the people using AI. If we really look at the people, what does define a musician? Like, what is the difference between an ordinary guy and a musician?
I don't think there's any difference. I think anyone can be a musician.
Anyone can be a musician?
I think it's defined by like what you're actually doing. Like if you're making something with the attempt like, oh, this is music, I'm making music. I think that's the very like definition of like a musician. Like somebody
But what
who's
is music? Like anything can be
sounds,
music.
Rhythms, audio.
Birds are musicians. Birds sing.
Well, do they have the idea and the concept of a song? And like releasing a song?
No, but does that matter? It's still music.
Well, are they a musician if they don't understand what music is?
I
That
think
is a very that's a very loaded question.
I think music is like something you understand like intuitively. I don't think you need to know a definition of music. I think everything knows music.
Of course, but it's like, if you don't know what it is, obviously you can still create music not knowing that it's music, but are you a musician?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Does that make, like, with your logic, does that make AI a musician? Like AI that can make sound?
Well, AI isn't making music. It's stealing music from people that have already made music.
It's still creating the sounds.
I
And
guess-
making the sounds.
I guess it is a musician. It's just not a good musician.
Yeah.
We could even say theoretically, like if AI does get to a point where it starts teaching itself, ignoring the cataclysmic outcomes that we've already discussed with that, like what if the AI is creating something original with the music? Would the AI be a musician then?
It can't create anything original. It's just repeating what it knows.
I mean, again, it's still a musician, but it's not a good musician because it's not creating anything original.
Okay.
It's a musician, but it's not an artist.
So saying somebody or something is a musician doesn't have the implication that they're a good musician. They just
Yeah,
make sounds.
pretty
Okay.
much.
You
That's how I
noted-
think of it.
Yeah, Sam,
makes
you noted the
sense.
distinction between a musician and an artist. Can you elaborate on that?
An artist is someone who creates something. A musician is just someone who produces sound. I think people think of musician like as a category like of artist, which it definitely is most of the time. But like
Yeah.
in the case of AI, I would say that it isn't
Yeah.
because it's not creating something.
Yeah. But what is the definition of like creating something? Because like anything with intelligence is just repeating stuff based on what they know and what they've learned. Like what's the distinction between like real intelligence and like artificial intelligence?
Creating something original.
But
I guess I should
what-
change my definition.
But what makes it original if like it's purely just they heard something and they're distorting it or recreating it in some way, like with the idea of something that they heard in mind. Like you can't just formulate songs without understanding what music is, if that makes sense. Like what's the distinction?
Well, what do you mean by like, what's your definition of like creating something?
Well, it's just like making the sounds. Like you wouldn't know. You wouldn't do something without prior knowledge regarding it. Like that's what I'm saying. What's the distinction between like a human interpolating something versus like artificial intelligence interpolating something?
I would say like originality. Like, of course, humans are inspired by like what they heard around them, and of course, humans can mimic stuff. But like, when someone creates like, when a human creates a song, it's not like just like copying something one for one, like the exact way it was done before. Like,
And that's not what AI does either. Like, where's the line drawn between, like, okay, you're artificial intelligence and you're creating your own like assortment of sounds that sounds like something that already exists, or like using parts of something that already exists. Like, when does how is originality defined when everything that like an artist creates is obviously like not intentionally and directly, but it's taken from something else? Like, you have to understand what music is if you want to create like something that people define as music. Like, if you're creating a good song, you've probably heard other songs before, and like you have the concept of a song, but why where's the line drawn with like originality?
I guess I would say intent is like when humans create songs, they intend to create something original. AI is just like
Doing what it's told.
doing what it's told.
That makes sense. It's just prompted by something else rather than just like
Rather than coming
the
up with it
urge.
on its own.
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay. There were a lot of good points there. There's some very deep philosophical discussion to be had on this topic. If we step away from ethics and morals for just a second, there is a presence of AI in the music industry and like how non-individual artists can use AI. There's a lot of applications for generative AI in music, and that has a lot of stigma in the music industry culture among artists, as I'm sure you know.
Right.
But there are definitely applications to be had. What do you guys think AI can do to benefit the music industry?
Like generative AI?
Generative AI.
Yeah, I think we kind
Farther.
of touched on this earlier. Like, if it's just being told to create music, like, it's just gonna do something lame. But, like, if you use it, like, as part of the creative process and not as the whole creative process, like, in the hands of someone who's creative, that you can make creative stuff with AI.
Right.
Okay.
Because if like the AI can generate a part of a song rather than the entire thing, it's like you can, distort and twist that part into something that's creative rather than just like what it was told to do and like interpreted into just something that AI generated.
Yeah, and I've even seen it used. I've seen AI used in like music videos to create like really
Like visual effects?
really trippy like visual effects.
Yeah.
Okay.
And obviously that's a creative use because they did something and then with the creative vision in mind, like just prompted the AI in their own way.
Yeah,
to like
exactly.
create something as if it was like CGI rather than like something that lacks creativity.
Yeah, it's supplementary to art that already existed.
Exactly.
So music is a very diverse thing. That's just in its nature. And a lot of times music will grow and it will build into itself over time. It'll evolve over time.
Yeah.
And history will compound with the present and create all sorts of new stuff. We've seen it time and time again as music evolves.
Right.
We can look at genres like country and R&B, and they have an extensive background with each other. We can look at, obviously there's Taylor Swift, but that's a less historic example than maybe John Mayer or Jack Johnson. Are you guys familiar?
I've heard of John Mayer a little bit.
Is that
I'm not that familiar in that lane of music, but
is that country?
So John Mayer has a lot of history in the country scene. He doesn't make country himself, but he does. He has a long history of influencing country artists. He's co-created some country music with those country artists.
Based on the topic you gave, the first thing that came to my mind is the connection between the rise of like disco, the genre disco,
Mhm.
and like how that, it evolved into something that was like almost worldwide, and then simply just dropped to nothing. But those like sounds and like sort of style kind of evolved somehow into like what we know today as like hip hop. Like there's so many like connecting things that it's fair to say that like without disco, hip hop wouldn't exist as we know it. Like as it probably would have formed some other way, but like as we know it, like that wouldn't exist without disco existing first. Just what? Where's he going?
Where are you going? Sam?
Come on.
We lost him.
He's. Watch out for the hole!
He's banging his head on a fence.
The mite's got to him.
Sam? Whoa! We should figure out like a name though. At some point.
I'm thinking.
Sound bites. We already looked that up.
Yeah,
and
that's
both,
already a
both
thing.
forms of sound bites. Both
Already
spellings.
exists, yeah.
Shit.
Shit. Sound shit.
Shit
The
yard.
sound shit.
Shit yard.
The sound
Shit
shit poopcast.
Welcome back to the Shit Yard Podcast.
Shit yard poop gas.
Shit Yard Podcast.
Shit yard poopcast.
Yes, the shit yard poop gas.
Shit yard poopcast.
Have you guys heard? It is still recording.
Yep, we're still recording. We've been going for 30
Welcome back
minutes.
to the first episode of the Shit Yard Poop Cast.
I'm here with your co-host Michael Flanagan and Flannel Michaelgan.
My name is Riley.
No.
Dude, are you fucking crazy?
Fuck!
My name is Sammy.
Kiss now. Come here. You're the filling.
Welcome to the Shit Yard Poop Cast.